Thanks, sir. And while we're on that, we have guest speakers tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Ron Camistan. The floor is yours.
I'm sorry?
The floor is yours.
Thank you. It was sort of apropos that truck to be my earlier, because that's basically what I was going to talk about. Due to the construction, as we all know, on 422, we have a lot of traffic diverted to East Washington. The big problem is the large trucks and the semis that use the engine brake. It sounds like engines exploding at that time. Both Bainbridge and Newbury have no engine brake signs. And there's some places where as you enter Auburn, it says end of restrictions on engine brake. So basically, we called the sheriff's office and asked, how are these things determined? And they told us that the township trustees can determine this and get the signs up. Now, this is sort of important, so we're actually trying to sell our house right now also. And we've had like 8 showings. We've had 2 formal things today. It was too loud. And a lot of just feedback verbally from the real estate agents. It was too loud here. So basically, we're probably going to sell a house at a lower price because of that. It's a low thing. If we could get those signs up, and if it takes us long enough to sell, we might potentially profit from that. Or at least by my neighbors and friends in Auburn would have a shot at getting a better deal if they try to sell their house. We'd love to see some of those signs added. But I don't know if you want to see this. I have 2 things. These are the formal things that stated there was an engine or a noise problem with them. 2 people who love the house, but too much noise.
We could have sold.
Yeah.
It's one of those that they would have bought the house, except for we've lived here 23 years, and we understand. We moved on Carriage Hill, East Washington, but 23 years it has increased.
Yeah.
It's a little noisier than it was back then.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty quiet, and then they opened 422, and it got quieter for a while. And just now, when we have these trucks, one of the things that worries me also is that, you know, if you're going down 422, trying to get through at 6 is sort of a nightmare. And what worries me is some of these people, and we find that it was easier to get off here, so we may have had a traffic change. And again, if our house sells low, profit values are based on comps, which could mean a lot of people could get lower values. It could erode the tax basis also. So it is a relatively serious thing, I think. Like I said, we may already be out of luck, but, you know, if we don't sell it this fall, it'll be next spring, you know, maybe that can help us then. And that's what I'd like to ask you to look into.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk to the sheriff's office, and is there be any, is the engineer going to be involved in this? Because this is signage, so.
Yeah,
county engineer is going to be the one who would be.
I would absolutely think so.
If they're posted on the county and or state roads, they have to be involved with it and give us the blessing to go.
Yeah, well, the road that you're talking about is county road.
Right, we would have to get the blessing to post the signage.
Okay. We can sure contact them and see what they can do.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure, Nancy would appreciate it because she was telling me it gets pretty loud here too.
Sure.
She said one of the things they've noticed is increased traffic, obviously because of just people routing off of the freeway because of the construction. And what she's noticed also, and Chief Phillips was here when I was talking to him today, is that there seems to be like some heavy braking action going on when they mistime the light, and some people just like fly through the light, hitting the horn and stuff. So.
Yep.
The light down there.
Huh?
You're talking about the light at 44.
Oh, this one right here.
Oh, this hole.
I'm sure it's a problem down at 44.
This did come up. I can't remember what the net result of it was, but as always with these kind of things, there's going to be an enforcement issue. You can't guarantee that this is going to have it. If some of these guys have been doing this route for 20 years, and that's how they drive it, I doubt that a couple of signs is going to change that. It can't hurt, but yeah.
Again, the sheriff may come on something like this after it first comes up, just to make make it known that this is being changed and that they're actually looking for it. But we have to see how that would transpire, because I've seen them do that before, where you do the change and things are quiet for a couple days, and then they had that problem with the speeds on Munn Road.
Yeah.
It was ongoing. They would put the radar run up or the radar machine or whatever, and it'll slow down for a while, but as soon as you take it away, give it a couple days, and it's all back to the way it was. We'll certainly contact them. We'll try to send a letter up to both the engineer and the sheriff's office and see what we can do.
I had some gravel delivered a few weeks ago, and I was talking to the driver about it. He was actually shocked that there are no signs over here. He says that, where he works, they really push the fact, hey, do that because you're irritating our potential customers. So I think it'll help some people at least. So hopefully.
Couldn't hurt to try. Okay, anything else?
That's it. Well, I guess there's one other thing. If you know anybody who's hard of hearing and they're looking for a house, tell them.
Perfect place, huh?
We've had showings 5 days in a row, which
Yeah.
we've heard a lot of people aren't even getting showings. So, as I said, it's been along with the house, but just...
Yeah.
I'll look at it. Like I said, I bought 422, and anything's a step up for me. Okay, thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and we have the minutes from the regular meeting of September 22nd. I didn't find anything.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Okay, John, your vote?
Yes.
TJ?
Yes.
And Mike?
Yes. I got the mic down. Maybe retired, did I? Okay. And scheduled reports. Frank Kitco, zoning inspector.
You'll have a copy of August's activities there. We did process 22 applications for 22 permits. Pretty busy month. Probably at least 5 different erosion control issues that had to be addressed, and some of them have been resolved, and some of them are yet to be resolved, but we can spend a lot of time. We did have 4 new dwellings for them, which brings the total for the year to 15 new dwellings in the township. And of course now, because of the weather change and potential for the winter months, erosion control becomes even a bigger issue for those new houses because they have to mulch any disturbed ground because you're not going to be able to get it seeded in time. So Soil and Water and I will be working on that for at least another month or 2. But we did have a pretty good issue down on Valley Road north of me, and hopefully it's resolved. That's it.
A lot of this because of the inordinate amount of rain we've had.
Well, that adds to it too, but yeah, we had some people that just start spreading dirt without checking into the fact that there might be riparian issues or stream beds or something, and they have to stay a certain distance away from them. And again, they don't realize that they may need a permit. So.
Well, that included a lot of mud on the road.
Right. I had to
hacking off some neighbors and everything else down there. So.
Yeah, I got some calls on a Friday evening from some irate residents, and I didn't get any cooperation from the homeowner, but I did get it resolved, not from the homeowner's standpoint. That's all I have.
Any questions for Frank? All right, Emmerich, you're in.
Alrighty, Auburn Township Road Department report for September 2014. The month's focus was on the completion of the walking trail at the Auburn Community Park. The finishing of the Eagle Scout footbridge will finalize this effort. Our portion is done. You guys went down there, you saw.
I was up there Saturday. I was working Saturday.
Okay, yeah. It was really nice. It's really nice. The Eagle Scout has been in there the last 2 Saturdays, and he'll be back this 3rd Saturday. I believe they're waiting on the proper decking, some type of anti-slip decking for when they do cross country. As far as the 150-foot west and south, that we'll have to wait till next year to get better weather. But September was very accommodating weather-wise, and we were able to bang this out. So it's off my checklist. Asphalt patching was done on Ascot Lane, and the mailbox approach in front of the administration building was done also, so you won't fall in your derriere walking over those chunks anymore. I just have a little bit more patching done in the township, not much to go, just a couple holes here and there. I will be handing in a requisition for another batch of coal patch for winter service. Ditching was done on Taylor May Road. Not that my list is swelled again, but I do have one request, and through the month of October and in November, we'll be taking care of these ditching requests until we whittle it down to just about zero. Roadside mowing was done, and this will continue. It's been going on and off depending on if we have the opportunity to work in the park or not, or get on the roads, but we've been out on the mower the last couple of weeks. There was one full interment for the month of September, and 2 graves were topped with soil seed and mulch, and I believe the guys did straighten the Kramer stone. Meetings were held with Stafford Road residents to inform them of the 2015 Stafford Road reconstruction project and its impact on their properties or home front, the frontage of their lots there. That all went well. We're at a 98% people in agreement with the project, so that's hit a home run. New Auburn Township truck was received and inspected. Items that were not to spec were resolved by the builder. We did take it back to the builder to have the items rectified. We did it in a timely manner. We do have the truck in our possession, so it's ready to go. That's all I have.
Thank you, Emmer.
You are welcome, sir.
Any questions for Emmer?
I just want to, Emmer and I have been talking about it, done a little research. These waterway signs, you notice these blue signs that are going up? They're not too big. They're like that. Bridge Creek's marked on Stafford Road, and
Fox Road is marked.
Fox Road is marked. Almost every waterway out east in Middlefield and Burton's marked.
They're
They're all marked south, too.
To the south, too.
South.
We still don't know who's doing them.
That's the engineers that has to be doing them.
We've made a couple calls to the engineers. Nobody's called us back yet.
Huh. Well, let me find out. We're almost all marked here, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've been popping up.
I like them. I think it's a good idea.
I saw them early this summer down on driving 303 in the Streetsboro from.
Yeah.
And they were all along there, naming all the little streams and everything.
I thought I asked the Watershed Partners people when I was at that meeting. They weren't doing it, so I don't know.
I don't know who's doing it. The county engineer did the one that said the industrial park and those things up there on Munn, but I don't know who's doing it.
I never knew that was Hobson's Creek going into Burton down there at the bottom. I never knew that.
No, I didn't either.
Good things you find out.
Like I said, I think it's a great idea. What we're doing. We'll find out.
Okay, reports, Mr. Eberly.
One thing here, first of all, I want to commend the road guys for the job they did hauling it on that path. It's better than anybody really expected. I think you saw that, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
We hauled 1,000 tons of gravel, half a mile.
It's a good road, really.
Wheel barrel at a time. So, and very interesting, zipping around all those trees and they're up and down the hills, and so it was very good. And so along that line, I did order a couple signs, the speed limit signs we have coming in, and then hours and that kind of thing, dusk, daylight and dusk, and then no ATVs and some of that stuff, just to put there. And then the Girl Scouts made some doggy bag dispensers, and so we're going to kind of put one of them up at the entrance as you come in to where the path starts, and we'll put that near that sign, and then the other one maybe back towards the back south corner of the parking lot. We'll get that put up. Thought that really came out well. The addition of those gators really made a difference to speed up the speed that we were able to get back to the far corner back there.
So move the material rather than doing it a bucket at a time.
Right. we could just go move. They could move so much faster, and so it really worked out well. But I have to say, Mark and Mike really, they really put a lot of effort in back there, and I was really happy with the results there. The other thing is we have go jump over to Stafford Road, where Township is part of the project. Is we're taking care of getting the trees cut, and so now that we've met with everybody and talked with them about, do you want your trees, do you not want your trees, we're ready to go out to send out a bid. You guys have a copy of that. So to get that done, it's got to be done November 1st and be done before March 31st for the tree cutting. And then the stumps need to be ground by May 1st. So Emmerich's going to go up with the engineers, mark the trees. They'll all be marked now. We've identified them all. And so...
What's the order of magnitude of the number of trees?
200. And varying size from small to larger. So we'll go ahead and get this out, this bid request out. And then that'll pretty much terminate the township's portion of that project. The ditching will all be done by the contractor.
Cross-culvert pipes.
All the cross-culvert pipes will be done by the contractor. And so it will be the largest project we've ever done here in Auburn Township. So that's that. And then the other thing we have to put in, and I think Emmerich and I'll just go by the road plan, but road projects for next year. And the various projects, of course, our number one project we're doing is obviously Stafford Road. And so that's about it.
What's the chip seal area next year? Franks?
What we did, we're doing Franks next year. We had wing and or Franks, and we had wing, but since this project has been shoveled in 2015 time frame, we don't want the trucks who are doing the asphalt staging or driving on a new chip road, and or vice versa, the people doing the chip road not hauling over an asphalt road, since they abut each other. And so we're actually going to do the Franks portion of that section next year. And then wing will be the ensuing year.
Okay, good. I'll yield
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yeah, just following up on a couple things from last meeting, as we talked about the CAUV tax increases that we're looking at, along with all the other ag parcels privately held. Of course, we've got the one that's going, I think, from 600 to 1,800 approximate. And I have requested those maps. The auditor's making some... I'm not sure they're going to be as lenient as they appeared to be, because I'm sure they're getting tired of some of the comments coming back their way. But obviously we have a lot of land that we're being taxed CAUV rate on. It's no longer ag used, and they're if we got the actual map of what's being farmed, essentially should be deleted on everything that's parked through CAUV. Because you can't, there's no agricultural use on something that's not agriculturally used. Of course, the key to all this, as far as the township's property goes, is getting that exemption, which we eventually will get from the state of Ohio. But in the meantime, we'll keep up with the program, and it's being done. up there the other day. My son's in Scouts, so we were up there pitching in on the project a little bit there on the bridge. And I think there was 2 flag football games going on up there. And in the middle of that snowstorm, in the middle of the afternoon. And I can tell you, there were some hardy souls with umbrellas out there still watching the game, but everybody's packed underneath the building, under the eaves there. And kind of confirmed what I've been thinking all along. We're down the road in the near future here. We're going to have to look at some standalone shelters, I think would be a good idea, small gazebo kind of things for, you know, when Grandpa's out there watching a baseball game in 90-degree weather, or like I said, everybody's up there in a snowstorm the other day. Once we get everything filled in that we're going to do there, it'll be a long ways from some of these fields to that building, right? And I think if we could provide some temporary or some shelter type things, it would be
I think it'd be
appreciated.
Yeah.
That being said, I think I'd kind of like to do it according to some plan before we. Yeah, I saw it firsthand the other day, so it's something we're going to have to do.
Well, I think we've done some preliminary, we were originally, had the layouts up there. We were looking at some gazebo types.
We did, and then the layouts, of course, changed and things, but, now that
Once we get the final
things
layouts.
are coming in here, I think
Basically,
they would absolutely would have been used on Saturday, I can tell you. It was crowded up there, though. Parking wasn't too bad. There was a lot going on up there. It was nice to see. So. It looked like Princeton versus Chagrin. Like football's what it looked like up there, according to the jerseys. That's all.
okay. Fred?
Warrants numbers 1941 through 1965 for a total of $259,804.83. The bulk of which is the third contract payment to the fire department for $232. So, and that's it. Although that's it for my report. But I do have a question about there's a dead pear tree down at Adam Hall. I keep meaning to mention it to you guys. They had planted 2 and 2, 4, and one died
On the driveway.
on the driveway. Yeah, those Bradford pears. And is it too late to get that replaced this year?
Yank it out and stick it on a tree in there, right?
Yeah, we need to pull that one out and stick a tree. It's been dead for a couple
We
years.
can do it.
Now's a good time to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Fine, yeah. Matching Bradford pack. Yeah, they're in there.
Yeah, it'll be smaller, but it'll grow, So we should call around and get some prices and have it replaced.
Yeah, now's the time to do it.
A lot easier before the ground's frozen.
That's all I have.
Okay. New business, Auburn Community Park. We'll be having another sneak peek on Saturday, November 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Is there scheduled events that day, by any chance?
Well, refreshments, I'm sure, of some type.
No. I mean for JC, is there football going on or something? There is.
See it in action. Okay, new business. Rubik tree proposal. Removal of 3 dead trees at the end of Wingate Drive. Price $400, and then grinding stumps $100. Total of $500.
Are those in the cul-de-sac?
They're in the cul-de-sac. I had the neighbor call because one of the larger ones came down. We moved it, and they said they've been falling down. They're gone. They're dead. So.
A motion to approve.
Okay, a second.
John, your vote?
Yes.
TJ?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Is it $500, is it?
The $500, yeah, with the stump grind. estimate Blue Pines for the new LED floodlights at the administration building.
3 places there, 2 over again.
Okay. And so that's install what was those? Light 2 carriage lights outside of building. $565.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
John, your vote?
Yes.
BJ?
Yep.
And Mike?
Yes. Okay, and we have the Geauga Township Association meeting in Middlefield on November 12th. I will be going.
Yoders, is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know by November 3rd. Well, probably, but got another meeting, so.
Gone?
Oh, I thought 10.
Yeah, most likely. It's November 3rd.
Okay, we got 1 yes, 2 maybe. We'll know by November 3rd.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and we have received the NOPEC general meeting is looking for a proxy for us to send in. And it's the 19th Annual General Assembly meeting. The undersigned, a duly authorized representative of Auburn Township, which is a member of the Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council, NOPEC, a regional council of governments established pursuant to Chapter 167 of the Ohio Revised Code, revoking any proxies previously delivered to the chairman of NOPEC, hereby appoints and designates James Flays, the proxy, the assembly representative, designated for the member of NOPEC. I'll make a motion that we sign a proxy appointing Jim Flays.
Second.
Okay, John, your vote?
Yes.
BJ?
Yes.
And Mike?
Yes.
Jim's been active in that. I think it's,
Yeah.
that was Bill Young actually was part of
Billy Young, yeah.
putting the whole thing together, and Jim was worked with him as commissioner and mayor over in South Russell, and that's where Jim's from originally. So I think that's why he stepped into that role. Appreciate it.
All right. Public comment? Diane, Joe.
Yes, thank you. 2 warrants of concern. Perhaps John Phillips can address, along with Susan, warrant number 1941.
It was septic cleaning.
Right.
And
no septic tank cleaning.
a HVAC.
Okay.
Our semi-annual.
Okay. All right, so those were together like on one bill then? Okay, and then warrant 1952 to a Kennington company for $8,096.
That was for the generator to be disconnected and reinstalled at the road garage.
Right.
Wait a minute, which generator is
The generator that had been at the fire department, and they got a bigger one at the fire department.
Oh,
So
okay.
the smaller one came to the road department.
Okay, and what's the disposition of the smaller generator now that it's been...
Completed.
I'm sorry?
It's completed.
Yeah, but the one that it replaced. Or the
It's
one
installed and done.
No, the old one. What
The old one was sent down and installed at the road department.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, I thought you meant, yeah.
No, sorry. Clarified.
All right. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
John, your vote?
Yes.
BJ?